And hello everybody, it is I, Roguescaper, hoping that my audio levels are working today. And we are going to be painting the Greatbow archers. Going to be getting these muscle shooters out of the to-do pile. And if you notice, I've kind of gotten some done. We might be able to do a bit more residual highlights on these guys. But for the most part, we're just going to kind of keep it easy. Try not to be too fancy and just kind of knock some figures out today. I had some other things I wanted to paint, but I just wasn't feeling it. So we're just going to do something nice and simple tonight. Starting off, let's just dive right into it. First off, welcome to Customscaper. Hope you're doing well today. And let me find where I am at. We're going to get some of this Vallejo metal color. This is, what color is this one? It faded off, but I believe it's old metal is what it's called. Audio levels are good. That's great. I've been doing a little bit of testing on it, so upgrading the mics and all that stuff. This stuff is really great. It's a little bit finicky, but this paint here is just so nice because of how fluid and solid it is. It almost has like an ink-like quality to it. So it doesn't leave a lot of streaking, and you're able just to cover things quite well. So, the other models I painted, I just used this through my airbrush, honestly, almost unfiltered, and just kind of get all the metal bits kind of pre-done, but I thought I'd show it in action because it's a really nice paint. If you're looking for a really solid metal to paint your guys with, because it often just gets kind of streaky and blotchy because of how metal paints are, I definitely recommend trying this out. Figure pop for me won 3 games in a row, taking a clean sweep. That's amazing. Surely it's because of it's custom painted, right? That's cool. I'm glad that it's just not a shelf, a dust collector, but rather a champion. What was the tournament format? When I work with metallics, I also just like to have the whole model primed black. It is just easier for me because you get all the shadows and the metals are darker, so you have a bit more to work with. The one downside of this paint that takes a bit of getting used to is that the flow is quite strong. So I definitely recommend doing this layer first, because sometimes it can be a bit hard to kind of control where it goes. But other than that, it's a pretty great metal. I was almost not going to stream tonight. I was back and forth on it, but I decided to get a little something done today. For no reason. It's kind of just like, sometimes you get like the sense of just like, I don't want to do this. The main reason was my camera was unplugged, and I don't want to spend 5 minutes plugging in my camera, which that speaks more about me than anything else. Yeah, I'll probably be doing a lot of online streaming of various online games of Heroscape pretty soon, the next couple weeks. I think I'm in like 3 separate tournaments. I'm in Draft League, I'm in War League, I am in OST and an OHS, and I'll also be going to SASCON in North Carolina. So starting the year off with the appropriate amount of Heroscape. Oh yeah, certainly. Likewise to you. I'm glad he came out well and got to you in one piece. I painted for Customscaper, Tyrion, I believe his name is, but it was kind of a custom model that had like a Mandalorian head, and you know, anything with Star Wars, I'm always a fan to do. And we're just kind of working in a simply line fashion, just kind of going through and just kind of getting what we need to get done. I think I have 5 squads of Greatbow archers. So thankfully these are like just the last bits I have to get done. My goal is to get everything done by the time New Year approaches, so I can you know, start fresh, prep for the numerous incoming figures. As we have some common packs coming and lots of new releases, which is just gonna, you know, the work is never done here. I'm back and forth on how I feel about the Greatbow archers mechanically. I really don't like any unit that just makes you want to sit there and do nothing. Like, it's always a tough one for me. But they do have good stats and good range. They're really great hero killers if you know, and they're bulky enough that you can bring like a single squad and they can kind of do their work, which isn't bad. Honestly, these guys aren't half bad into Q9, which is nice. But if someone's running, you know, like goblins or something, it doesn't matter if you kill a goblin with 1 attack or 10 attack. So they're more specialist. The work never ends when it comes to painting minis. That is for sure. You both love it and hate it. I have to paint about 12 thralls, bloodburst thralls, for Sascon for a weird destroyer build. It's a format where you can take like a bad unit, which is the VC Mind Flayer hero. I'm not going to pronounce his name, Sigurax or whatever, and you can change any of their stats. So I have a fun build with him with some VC figures. Yeah, I haven't been making too much progress lately. I'm kind of torn because I am editing some videos right now. Hopefully a Wormling tutorial should be dropping soonish. It's just kind of, sometimes my editing just kind of gets stuck at a spot and I have to kind of get past that spot. But my goal is to release the Wormling tutorial by next week, just because it's kind of an easy video. Clear some hard space. If you notice, I'm being kind of messy with these. I don't care if I'm getting this into other parts, because we are just going to cover this up and layer it over. Thankfully, these models are big, so we don't have to be too concerned about all the detail. It's pretty easy just to dive right into these guys. Certainly, I'll message you my address. Probably won't give it live on the stream here, but I'll certainly give you the address. And we might get one more stream in before the year. Probably not on Thursday, because I think that's Christmas Eve or close to it. But we may do a different time as the holidays approach closer and closer. It's almost the end of the year. I am going to try to make an end of the year video and kind of just do a recap. I really want to hit next year pretty strong. Kind of do some new things, make some progress in life, And I love any feedback you all have about that, so be on the lookout for that. But so far, I've been liking doing these live streams, and maybe we'll start trying to do some more or some different things. Right now, for the base layer of these models, we're using black brown from Pro Acryl, which is just kind of a, as the name implies, very dark brown. You know, darker skin tones are harder to do, just because they're just kind of you know, they're just not used as much typically. And also, especially something like this, you have to balance the browns, because darker skin tones you highlight with, you know, standard tones, blended down a bit for the best look. So you don't want to highlight too much, or it starts looking like a different skin tone. Ideally, if I, you know, was doing this for something else, I would mix my own browns and kind of build from there. But if you notice my palette, I just have a bunch of browns, and we'll just be building up with some of these. Just because I'm kind of lazy tonight. But brown is an interesting color because it's a secondary color. You know, it's not on the color wheel per se. It's closest of anything to orange, but you know, you can get brown pretty much by combining any two opposite colors will give you some form of brown. So I have an embarrassing thing to relate about Christmas songs. My favorite Christmas song is Dance with the Sugar Plum Fairies, which is just, you know, no one can brag about that. It doesn't even have words in it. I just think it's kind of a vibe. That and Carol of the Bells, and then Christmas Wrappings by the Waitresses are probably my favorite Christmas songs. It is a very hipster list of Christmas songs, I'd say. Okay, now we're gonna do these bows, and we're gonna use a dark brown green from Pro Acryl. Really trying to create kind of this warm green, this warm brown, and this you know, this cool brown, kind of to give some very clear separation betwixt the two. And we're using a good sized brush just to cover all this area. Thankfully, we don't need to break out the fine detail brush, which, you know, I've been painting some pirates. I had to wear that one through. Lindsey Sterling does it great. I'll have to listen to it. My wife is a huge Lindsey Sterling fan. She actually saw her live in concert in San Francisco at one point, before we were even married. These are pretty good models to use speed paint with, honestly, if you're just looking to get these things done pretty fast. Lots of wide, broad details that a good slap chop will really bring it out. So chilly now. Yeah, it was like a birthday present. She was surprised. She was actually kidnapped and taken there, and yeah, it was a fun trip. I didn't I was hanging out with her at the time. Like it was kind of before we were dating even, and she just kind of got up. She's like, "All right, I gotta go. I'm going to San Francisco." I was like, "Okay, bye." She's like, "This is a nice conversation and all, but I'm gonna go see Lindsay Sterling." So. Sometime next year we'll definitely have a Miss Heroscaper stream where she'll hop on and she'll give me someone to talk to. All right. Yeah, ideally you would want to take all your Greatbow archers and just do them all in one lot like this. It's less satisfying because you kind of have to do parts at a time. You know, it's nice to just add colors to the model, but it teaches you patience, you know, because there's nothing worse than just overworking wet paint, which I have a problem with. I know better to not to, but I just get impatient and I want to keep on adding colors. There's, of course, you know, exceptions to everything if you're doing like wet blending or other techniques like that, but for the most part, put a layer down, let it dry, and go back to it. And this kind of assembly line method is a great way to keep that flow going. I like these guys mainly just because they're a lot easier for the camera to focus on. They're like, I recognize these are things that I can see. I was painting, what was it, Tuck Harrigan, and the cameras just did not like him because he's so small. And I have a fairly decent setup for it. He's just a small little guy. I had to break out the O brush, the 000. And I'm just kind of forgot to do this part on this guy over here. Yeah, the assembly line is a great way to knock out a bunch of guys that you just kind of have to get through. You did for the a bunch of bears, yeah, that works really great because especially when you're working with white, you just want to overwork that white. It just makes, at least for me, it makes me so impatient. I'm like, you put that layer down, and you're just like, I just want to keep on putting stuff on it. But if you do, it's going to get chalky or blotchy. Just put a single layer down, go to the next model, and so forth ad nauseum. I hate painting shoes and feet. That's just like my least favorite thing to do. All right, so we're going to take about a 50-50 mixture of the black brown we used, and we're going to mix it in with a bit of dark flesh from Procryl. It's a nice reddish tone, which will really help start building up these skin tones here. Makes a, let's do more 75. 25 dark flesh. Make sure it's thin, but not too thin. And kind of take it from the price point and push it back. Got the kneecaps here. When you do faces, you really want to focus on the lips, the nose, and the top of the head, as well as the tips of the ears. Just kind of pulling that paint back and doing a pretty broad coverage for this area. We're definitely wanting to tone up the skin just so it pops against all these other browns. I didn't paint the skin tone for this one. That's on me. All right, let's do the skin tone for this one. Just that black brown. And we're putting on not like super thick, but not, you know, it's thick enough because this is just a base layer. We're not really using the zenithal I use underneath it. That's more, I mainly use that zenithal, which is priming black with that white over it, just so I can kind of have a mental image of highlights where they're supposed to be. You know, it's definitely a thing that if you're using thin down paints, you can take advantage of. But if you're kind of using standard acrylics, it never hurts starting off to kind of take a picture of it, and that way you kind of understand where the light's at, and you get a kind of a direction of where to go. And also ever so brightens the color underneath. So certainly isn't a bad thing to do. But I primarily like to keep the metals black as much as possible. Because working with black, you're able just to hide a lot of mistakes. The main reason I don't work with speed paint is I just make a lot of mistakes, and I just like being able to hide them a bit better. I'm hoping for Christmas to get a bit more speed paint so I can start making a bit more content with them. I have a couple here and there. I really like the bone speed paint and certain colors. Like the browns are all good for like wood grains and stuff like that. But for the most part, I'm a slave to standard acrylics. Taking my handy dandy sticky tack stick, and we're gonna go to a slightly smaller brush, or more pointed brush rather. That's not our workhorse brush. We don't want to break out the fine. We don't want to break out the fine sables just yet. Do I have any more unpainted Tanuki ninjas? I think I painted them all. Yeah, yep, I got all my 5 squads painted. am I doing here? Oh yes, so we're gonna take this dark jade from Pro Acryl, and we're just gonna fill in the cloth here, adding a nice solid blue to build up with. Why? What's the reason behind it? I think last week I painted the yeah, that's definitely I mean, you could probably buy some ones I painted, but unless you have like a custom scheme in mind, then that'd probably be best. You of course can also just, I can pick up a box and you just pay me for the box and the Tanukes as well. I like the Tanukis. A whole bunch. What color scheme do I use for Maros? So typically Maro is, you want to create an off yellow. So you primarily want to do that by using off whites mixed with yellow and a tad bit of like tans is what I found the best way. Do I have any Maro on hand? I don't think I have a bunch of dwarves I have to get through. Yeah, I don't think so. Let me check one more spot. The one shooting is so good. I love that one. Okay, so you want to get like, I'm using this ivory. You want to use like an ivory or a beige type of color, and kind of a strong yellow. And you also want to know what kind of Maro you're looking to do, because different generations have different colors. The drones are a lot more yellow than the dividers are, and then lately I've been mixing just a tiny bit of warm flesh in there as well, just kind of offset this yellow. And you primarily want it to be, you want a lot more it brighter than you think it should be. So kind of mix it till it gets to that kind of point you're looking for. And the main thing about the Maro is, of course, their wash. And it should be almost off, kind of yellow, off whitish, and maybe just a tad bit more yellow. It's not an exact science, but you don't want it too yellow and you don't want it too white. And kind of mix it together like that. And I wouldn't say it has to be perfect. Primary thing is it should be pretty, like, if you look at this, and this was kind of already a previously painted one, but kind of like around this color, you know, just a pale, gross yellow. I haven't found a premixed color that matches it. And now in terms for the wash, there are a bunch of different ways to do it. I've been messing with Maro juice, which I have here, which is like an acrylic medium called Noosh, mixed with a good amount of water and a bit of like reddish orange and brown mixed together. Like this tracks. Do you paint the figure red before adding the yellow touches? Sometimes. I'm back and forth on it. I typically lately have just been painting it that solid color, and then doing like that wash or that kind of oil rinse on it, and then touching it up just to make some of the layers a bit brighter. But I also have experimented where I just paint the whole figure kind of that off orangey red, and then kind of just dry brush over it. It's been okay. It's okay for some models, like the Wosaga. It works a little bit because you have a little bit more to work with. Marls are just kind of inconsistent at the very best. There's a lot of different methods, and they're all like so close. All right, and we are gonna mix a bit of this jade with this blue here. And we're going to pull it in from the brightest parts to the shadows. And of course, I'm just, again, doing more than you need to do for these figures, just because I like doing it more. If you were just wanting to get through your guys, this is more than enough. Inventive Harvest, yeah, said it very well. Just prime, base, highlight, prime, base, wash, highlight, and done. Yeah, that's pretty much it. This is more me just training. I've been trying to build up colors the natural way and move away from washes. And it's more just me personally trying to improve my craft more so than saying this is even good or better. We'll certainly be using some washes for the armor. But I've been having fun kind of playing in the shadows too. Which sounds a lot cooler than it really is. Now we're using that dark green brown over here. And I'm sorry for the bows, we actually were using dark orange brown. So I got those mixed up. Yeah, it's fun in big figures. I painted the dreadnoughts, and that was a little bit less fun. That was a little stressful. I was happy with how they came out, but when you have to build up using like the tip of your brush to get details, it's a it's a little tedious. And I forgot to mention what I did here is I took a bit of that turquoise from Leho and just added some remedial highlights. I'm going to go in and kind of tighten that up with some glazes in a second here. But right now we're just kind of filling in these details. My dude for yours. Yeah, we'll definitely have to look into it. I wish I was more organized when I paint. You know, honestly, I'm just painting and, you know, I'm kind of all over the place. I'm not pretending to be organized or have a method to the madness, or a madness to the method, rather. All right, let's do another layer of dark flesh. I just put a small amount of advanced flesh on this. This is where we're starting to kind of pick out the highlights. This might have been too strong of a jump, but we can kind of tone this down. Oh, you want my Thyraxis Dragoon Morrow? Oh yeah, yeah. I plan on painting another one, so and putting that one up for sale. So if you're interested, I could definitely talk to you about that. The Dragoons are a little bit more pricey, just because I hate painting them at this point. And I mean, you hate to say it, but you do have a little bit more flexibility on the Dragoons because there's just not a lot of painted Dragoons out there. I try to be affordable, but there's just so many curves. A Dragoon takes me like 3 or 4 hours to paint on a fast scale. More so if I care about highlights and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm back and forth if I wanted to do like regular commissions again, honestly. Just because I'm trying to avoid a bit of burnout. My plan is to just kind of paint figures all month long and then have like a month drop where people can buy my excess painted stuff. It's my ultimate goal. And we're just taking this dark flesh and just thinned it down a whole bunch to kind of glaze some of these areas where we went a little bit too bright. Just darken it down a bit. I wish these guys didn't have pouches. I just hate extra fluff and details on models. If I never have to paint another belt or excessive pouch in my life, I'll be happy. And we're just getting these gloves. It took me about 3 models to realize, oh wait, these guys are wearing gloves. I just painted the whole hand brown. $100 box of Warhammer, Age of Sigmar. Lots of rats. So I hate assembly. That's like my least favorite part. I lose my hobbyist card when I say that. It's just Me and glue don't get along together. Especially with like small pieces. I have lost so many like small little bits and bobbles over the year, and I can never get them to fit right. And I'm sure it's user error. But I like my I mean, it's not perfect. It definitely has its downsides. Some days you're just like, I wish I could kind of get in that corner a bit easier. But for the most part, I'm fine. I'll live. I also like just painting Heroscape because the bar is lower. Ultimately, you want to get this thing on the field. You know, it's no point in caring too much about these models. Like, I care too much. I really should just slap some paint on these and get them done with, but I'm more using these to train myself on new techniques and try new things. And maybe to show off just a little bit. It's a great thing to remember about painting is that, you know, you're better than you think you are, but also there's someone always better than you at the hobby. And that's fine. You know, marvel at the great works others can do and appreciate your progress and skill on your own models. And that's how you become and stay a happy painter. See, I wish all the new stuff coming out next year was coming out around Christmas time, so I could be looking forward to open it. But it's not. I'm gonna have to get it and wait a whole other year to open some of those boxes. At least multiples of those. I think I've barely been able to snag most of the at least a single copy of some things. Not competitive levels, but enough to say, hey, I have this in my collection. Which is probably not the smart way to do it if you're planning on going to events. But you know, I've been around for so long, I just have this fear of it being canceled suddenly and not being able to get any of those models. Like, so that's just kind of my mentality going into it. And we're just base coding. Base coding isn't always interesting, but we're just putting colors down. Setting a good foundation for fun things that we want to do later. I think these will be the last of my Greatbow archers. So all I really have left are I have some things, I have like duplicates of things I have to kind of get done, but that's not like high on my list. Those are more for other things, but I gotta still chew through my Gilry, however you say their names. And I think I still have a good amount of them. I'm probably gonna break out the speed paints for these guys and just knock them out. Because I think I have like 8 models fully undone. Of course, I have some that are mostly done and need to be based. But I kind of do all my basing all at once. Here's my, proud of this one. Well, not this version, but here's another Admiral Akbar in development. I want to paint one like Admiral Raddus from Rogue One for the Star Wars fans. But other than that, I don't really know. If anyone has a fun color scheme for Gallery, let me know. Because I kind of want them to be after like the 3rd squad of something, I start getting bored and start doing fun ults. Goodness gracious, Greatbow archers. They're giant archers, Batman. Alright. I'm talking like I'm tired today, but I had a nap. I felt kind of good. I'm listening to the music and it's making me feel kind of cozy. A special cozy Christmas playlist is definitely succeeding. Elvis white with gold trim. I'll paint one Elvis gallery like that for you. What color should the skin be? Ooh, I don't know why I said that. I thought you said like paint it gold. Red? Okay, let's, just because my distractibility-ness cannot be, oh, white takes a long time. I can't do white fast, but I do want to see one that looks like red. And I have some browns here that build up from, so. I was getting bored with killer. Greatbow archers. Alright, let's just do a fast coat, because I want to see the red. Just being silly though. Oh, that's the most dangerous thing. You can be silly, because I take silliness very seriously. I'll do this next stream. Next stream will be Merry Fishmas. What I'll do is, you know, I'll just paint a gallery, and whoever chats in, and I'll paint the gallery as their request, up to the amount of gallery I have, and up to my desire. So that'll be next stream is Merry Fishmas. Help me get through this pile. I kind of forgotten about this model, so I'll let that paint settle and get some color on this one here. Oh yeah, I saw that. That was really cool. I was going to try to paint something similar, but no, I definitely I like the color scheme. I like how he was more red than black, which was really nice. I feel like Deflectron should have been Deflectron and been like a blue Jandar one. I think would have been really cool. Mix it up a bit. Because honestly, Jandar hasn't received a lot of units. I guess he got the bears, and I guess, never mind, he's received a decent amount of units, but it'd be nice for him just to have another one. Jandar's kind of fallen behind, and I like painting blue, so, you know, more blue stuff. Take actually this light umber and mix it in with the tone just to get some of these highlights in here. Paint one for, ooh, I would love to see a Ular deflected cron. That would be really cool. I think the greens would look really cool with its weird design. The yellow one will be tough. make sure you prime that yellow, otherwise you'll be there all day. I prime that one white, otherwise you'll be there all day. So we're taking this lighter tone, and we're just trying to very quickly just kind of cover these muscles here. When you do a muscle, you want to kind of take the tip of it and again kind of go slightly into the recesses, but not fully. When I repaint promo models, you prime over them or strip them somehow. I typically prime over them. I use a thin layer of primer just because I haven't had good luck stripping the pre-painted models. I don't know if most of them have some kind of pre-injected plastic as their base, and then they have a very durable, I'm not even in the camera here, a very durable sort of paint on it, like a lacquer or something kind of heavy duty. So I haven't had much luck with that. So I just do a thin layer of prime. For the most part, I'm able to conserve most of those details. Challenge accepted, yeah. The Phalaric one would look pretty cool too. That one's gonna have like some copper accents on it. Really tight, make it feel like a clockwork Soulborg. Yeah, my plan is to eventually do a repaint of the new Raylan, but I've done most of the other promos so far. I just did some slight touch-ups to Q11 because honestly I was kind of happy with how he looked. But Cornelius Breach got a complete overhaul. Sergeant Drake, and of course the unpainted ones. Who else was? Oh, Shiori got a cool custom variant. Cheers, your figures much wanted to check. Yeah, I recommend just priming over it. Okay, let's get these here. These models start to come alive once you start adding this dark turquoise. Goldhammer. I just added some highlights to him. He just needed a little dry brush, and he kind of really pops. I sold your Goldhammer variant though. Made me want to do a little bit more for mine. By Vidar's Hammer. Q11 is one of my favorite units from AOA. He's just an all-around good dude. Until you whiff on your defense, and then he sucks. But for the most part, I just like playing him. He just kind of fits well into armies at his points. He's single space, so he's really maneuverable. And if you position him right, then he can just really just be this presence. We're just kind of like, I can't get rid of him. But, you know, he has that Deathwalker problem that if you whiff one time, he's pretty much kind of out of the game. You have a little bit of flexibility, but like that 6 or 7 defense falls a lot easier than you think it should. Honestly, there's not a lot of Heroscape characters with gold accents, which you think there should be more. I think we have Loviatek's axe, which that's kind of more bronzy. But I can't think of any offhand. Yeah, I'm surprised we don't have any units with like full-on gold plate armor or anything like that. I added some gold accents to Adelburn just because I wanted to stand off from the Frostclaws a bit. Okay, let's blend this down a bit here. So we're taking that dark turquoise and kind of going into the shadows and then pulling it out just to soften my highlights a bit. We could with him pair with Hoptron. Yeah, I like Hoplitron a lot. Oh, Hoplitron is, yeah, great. Deflectron, Q11, Hoplitron, put them all in the army. You're cooking there. It almost feels like all these new single range Vidar Soulborgs are like, I just wish they would just make official Hoplitron at this point. Just own it. Say, hey, we're stealing this idea. Hoplotrons are entering the field. Because they're a really fun unit. I like hero units that can bond, have like wide bonding. Like the VC Rogues. And also I'm taking a golden brown and just doing the rope here. We're gonna add a little bit of yellow highlights to this to make it pop. But if you don't want to deal with the rope, just paint it all white and put like some yellow brown speed paint on it, and you'll be looking really good too. See, I like VC, but also it's just almost, I don't always like VC, if that makes sense. Sometimes it's just hard to army build with a VC on the table. It's just so many options, and it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't know what Visceron the Blood Knight does. It was released 6 years ago, and no one's ever used except he's like broken in this one situation. I did a VC reverse the whip one time. That wasn't fun. Just because it's like, I like that those units are there, and it's fun to theorycraft and build armies with them, but don't expect me just to know how to pilot all of those armies, because a lot of them have very intricate synergy webs and all that kind of stuff. How come no one plays Blastertron and Gladiatrons anymore? Mainly because figure limit has been largely reduced from it has in times past. Most competitive events at most will have 20 figures, and your ratios start getting off. And if you're playing Delta, they've gotten pretty nerfed in Delta. So, but I dread whenever I come into them. They have such strong board control that if you're not like prepared for Glads and Blasts, you're just gonna have a miserable time. You're just gonna be like, all right, well, I really shouldn't have brought my Elf Westerbill. Just any unit that lets you control 8 figures in a turn for free is I've had some bad run-ins with Glads and Blast. But also they're like the coolest models, so I don't fault for anyone for using them. There was an event at Gen Con that was just classic points, 24 figures, and everyone was playing Glads and Blast. I was playing Harks, so everyone was just moving 8 figures a turn, and every game was going to town. So they're cool. They're just problematic at times. Also, once the Gladiatrons get into like next to you, you're just locked. You can't even like move anymore. Yeah, it's wild. It's a wild army that they just keep on saying, let's just keep on making Vidar Soulborgs just the most insane things of all time. But yeah, they're so cool models, so they're one of my favorite sculpts in the whole game. The Gladiatron with the axe is like my favorite sculpt. And they're fun. It's nice to have something with nice built-in synergy. Like, it's very understandable how to play. You don't have to do all these weird shenanigans to get it work. You just kind of do it. And pray that you don't encounter Zelric, because I think that's why Zelric was released. It was just like, all right, let's put this down a bit. That might be another reason, is there's a lot better anti-swarm units out there now than there were when Glads and Blast were at the height of their power. If the best answer was like Deathwalker, maybe Mimring, but like, you know, you could kill you could kill 2 squads, and then 2 squads will just ambush you next turn. Like, Gladiatrons need like a move of like 4. They should be really slow. And I think Blastertrons have one too much range. So they have like a range 7, right? Like, it's crazy. And we're just sketching out some highlights here on this. Using that same yellow we've been using. We're actually going to take a little bit of that fiendish yellow and mix it in just to give some differentiation. We're going to definitely tone this down. And then I'm just using some stippling to give it a bit of texture here. Do some edge highlighting, use the edge of my brush and kind of pick out the details. We need to do Deathwalker. I agree with that full-heartedly. I think it's about time. My pitch is that we get Deathwalker 1000. We get like the prototype of the Deathwalkers. It's like this big clunky machine. Would be so fun to have. But it has like just this ridiculous defense. And Deathwalker is iconic to the Heroscape experience. And this new generation needs to know the feeling of a Deathwalker roll. Alright, we're going to use a bit of this transparent brown I have in my palette here, and I'm going to kind of thin it down with a bit of water, pull it out, and kind of tone this this back satchel thing down. This quiver is the word I was looking for. Yeah, new Echorsville works would be awesome. It's kind of like a classic thing I'm surprised we haven't seen come back. And we're using this transparent brown from Pro Acryl, then down really heavily just to add a bit of like a thin wash, glaze kind of combo. Kind of just soften the work we did and create some easy shadows, easy highlights. Let's get a bit of this advanced flesh and mix it with our dark flesh. Now that we have G.I. Joe, what IP would you like to see next? I mean, obviously, I'm going to say Star Wars. I think Star Wars would do really well. I think it's the least likely just because Star Wars has already competed with itself in the miniature war game market. But I think if we had just some prequel era Star Wars for Heroscape, which some people have been like, why not the original trilogy? Just because I like Clone Troopers. And also just, Rebels doesn't have like a lot of large scale battles that aren't space. Like for the most part, the biggest battle they have is like Hoth, at least in the movie trilogy. So the Clone Troopers are and Separatists are on tons of different planets. I think Lord of the Rings would do great as well, just a pre-painted Lord of the Rings miniature war game. Like that's something I would see on the shelf, and pictures of it with the terrain I think would do really nice. I mean, those are the two obvious answers. I'm trying to think for something that's a bit more out there. Honestly, I would like to see D&D come back. I've talked about this before, but I think D&D having a grand return would be really cool, because I think with its own models, not like reused models, but or even Pathfinder, just because they have cool models. I think there's not like a Blade Runner, honestly, would be really cool. It's like a really rich world, or like a Blade Runner or Terminator. Like it's a rich world, and there's like a lot of options to explore it with some unique ideas. I think Terminator would be a really fun one. I would honestly like movie monster packs. Like you just have like a pack that's like horror themed to have a bunch of movie monsters. Like the Alien and Jason, so like that, like some IPs, kind of like not just one, but kind of like a variety pack would be really fun. I'm trying to think of what else. SCP stuff. I personally don't know much about it, but what I do know, it does seem cool. See, I think since SCP isn't, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's not like really like a trademark thing. It's kind of like a community thing. I think Heroscape can just kind of have their own SCP type stuff, but I don't know if it's all like trademarked or. I'm trying to think of what else I would enjoy. I personally don't know much about it, but I think a Star Trek miniature painted game would do really fun. Like I'm not a big Star Trek fan, but I could see that doing well. What's like a class I want to see more of, like G.I. Joe brought in? I'm thinking here. Oh, it can't be licensed like that? Okay. What else would I like to see? Anything that I would like is like Gladiator, but that's just like the movie Gladiator, but just make your own gladiators at that point. I don't want Magic. I don't play Magic, so I don't know anything about it, but we already did that, and that didn't go too well. What's something like... It has to have combat oriented. It has to be... Honestly, I think DC would be more fun than a Marvel set. Just because you get some more unique things. But DC power scaling is crazy. Like, it might be more broken now that I think about it. I wouldn't mind like a Watchmen set though. Barring Dr. Manhattan. Most want to see more G.I. Joe. The first set seems to be more like half team soldiers and ninjas, need to be filled out with a bit more. Battletech would be good. They just kind of make the deal official. Just like, hey, you know what? Battletech, you're already playing on Heroscape terrain. Let's port some figures over. And I think Battletech would work. I don't know the scale of, I don't know much about Battletech, but I don't know how the scaling would work on a Heroscape board. Presumably a bit better than Transformers, which I really don't want to see. Like, I know they're going to do it someday. It's there. It's probably their most popular IP they have, but I just don't think it's going to translate well to Heroscape. I just don't know enough about G.I. Joe to like speak confidently in it. I'm impressed with the units they designed. They did a very good job on the units, so I can't like be mad at them for including it in the game. But also, I don't know how well they represent the actual units or like the lore behind them or anything like that. I was astounded when I found out that Dr. Mindbender is just a dentist or an orthodontist or whatever. I was like, what? That's funny. Now we're using, what is that color called? Bright Sapphire from Army Painter, just to add these last little bits of eye-catching glow to this. Starship Troopers would be great. We already got Bugs, so, you know, I'd be down for that. Helldivers is doing well, which I think is in the same universe. Don't correct me if I'm wrong, but first Starship Troopers is one of my favorite movies, so. The only good bug is a dead bug. When I made my Maladrix tutorial, I included a lot of Starship Trooper references, and I don't think many people got them. The dentist experimented on himself became Dr. Matt. Yeah, like I think that's really funny. Like I kind of get the vibe of what G.I. Joe is from that bio. It's not, you don't take it too seriously. It's kind of fun. It's just, my dad is super into G.I. Joe, so in a strange turn of events, he's going to be the one to teach me about these units and tell me all about them when I get them. But they look cool. Like that, I have no, like, it sounds like I'm negative against G.I. Joe. I just don't have like, it's a lot to know about. Let's get Twilight. You know, Twilight Heroscape figures. Get Cypher in a body would be nice. I say in jest. I just don't. I'm so bad at pulling things from memory when I'm doing something else. Like when I turn off the stream, I'll be like, oh wait, here's my list of 20 IPs I want to see. 5 Deadly Venoms. More, you know, honestly, I would love some more monks and kung fu characters in Heroscape just to begin with. Like we kind of have the Shaolin monks, but they don't have like that crazy gun fu craziness to them. I think John Wick could be a series. There's kind of a lot of, you want something with really cool, iconic character design. Mad Max, that's it. That's the one I'm missing there. I think a Mad Max tie-in set with Heroscape would fit the lore, the mechanics. There's so many fun designs you include, and it's a niche that's like not in Heroscape. Like this kind of, you know, you have the Mad Max inspired VC stuff, but that would be so fun to see. You kind of bring some old and some new Mad Max stuff in. That would be, that's probably my top one. That's not like the most obvious Star Wars, Lord of the Rings type stuff. Or Avatar. I wouldn't mind Avatar The Last Airbender. I think it would be different. I think it would be hard to do. But like just having a squad of like Fire Nation soldiers would be really cool. You have the airships and old or new Mad Max. I'll take either. Both are great. You know, even bad Max, you know, like Enter the Thunderdome is still fun. It would still make great Heroscape figures. But Fury Road is more recent and iconic, so probably that one. But like have some tie-ins from some classic stuff too in there. That would be really fun. Because Fury Road is an awesome movie. I had the pleasure of seeing that movie in theaters when it came out, and it's a chase sequence there and a chase sequence back, and I have no notes. Yeah, Transformers seems like it'd be cool, a lot of uniques at least. Mad Max would be so fun to paint. Like you get some like old cars on. I don't know if they would fit fully in peanut bases, but man, it would be so cool. Some like you would have a lot more vehicles in Mad Max, I think. Like rusty cars and it'd be kind of a different vibe, but I'd be down for it. Trying to remember things I actually enjoy. That's the hardest part. Transformers would be cool, just a lot of uniques though. Yeah, I just don't want to paint Transformers figures. That's the that's like painting Gundam at that point. That's like a whole different thing. You know what? This isn't like, maybe the scaling is off, but Pacific Rim would be a really fun one, kind of in the Transformers vein. Borderlands a video game? I've never played Borderlands, so I can't attest to it, but it seems like a fun game. You would have to do that cell shading for all your figures, which is kind of fun. I've tried that a couple times. I know the character designs from Borderlands are pretty cool. Something that can have squads quite easily. Man, if Lord of the Rings ever did make, orcs would get such a huge boost. Like, it would almost break the game. Let's just try to clean that out there. Dune would be good. I think there's a lot of stuff in Dune. I honestly, I don't know if this sounds weird, but I would rather have just knockoff stuff of Dune in Heroscape, like Heroscape's own version of Dune. I don't know if we need the whole thing, but I would take Dune. Dune would fit the bill, I think, pretty well. We would get some really cool scenery, I think, from Dune, some terrain. See, something with I think if they were to do a kid set, like a Kung Fu Panda set, would be really fun. Kind of some fun characters and something different. I need a bunch more sand tiles for Dune. Yeah, just nothing but sand. I could see... No, I actually couldn't see that. I was going to say Stranger Things. RoboCop would be a good one. A RoboCop tie-in. Kind of older, but you get some cool mechs you could throw in. I think James Bond is actually an underrated one to include. I'm not a huge James Bond fan, but just kind of a lot of agents added to the game would be really cool. Pirates of the Caribbean as well, I think would be a good one. If they ever got that Disney license. God, Emperor Valhalla. Valhalla God of War. See, I'm not entirely opposed to IPscape. I would love to see all this stuff in. I just don't like how it's canonical. I'm one of those like 10 people that care about the lore. Cyberpunk Edge Runner, yeah. Some more Cyberpunk stuff would be cool. Because I'm trying to think, like, what would, like, boost existing factions, kind of like how the G.I. Joe did. I don't really want to see Power Rangers. Like, I don't know. I don't know much about Power Rangers. It's just kind of... I've never been interested in the designs of Power Rangers. But that's probably coming next after G.I. Joe. Greek set, yes. Honestly, like, I wish they did more like themed releases, like ancient gods, and they just had like a bunch of Greek gods and myths and stuff like that. Like, honestly, I would love to see stuff more like that, where they just kind of pulled. That still like something we're missing. It's kind of like that strong theming. Like a Good, the Bad, and the Ugly set, or just a Western set would be fun. See, I'm more of the fan of, I don't want a single IP in a box. I just want a variety of like 5 different IPs. They got like one cool character from it, or a couple unique things, and just put them together. I think that would ultimately dilute the entire Heroscape brand at that point, but, you know, make it like other things. But if we have to do it, that's how I'd rather do it. Okay. What are we at here? We'll finish up this back part, and let's add just a bit of that final highlight to that blue. We're using a white blue, and we are just catching the inseam of this just to really make it catch the eye. We're just doing a little bit of stippling just to make it look like it's raggedy. Like Thor and Loki. Honestly, just a Norse set, like where those guys would be from, would be really cool. Like, for taking place in Valhalla and having so much Norse mythology, like, we really don't have enough Nordic units in this game. Halo already has a mini game, but I think it would be great for Heroscape. Just a little bit of power scaling, but like, I think you could put them in the same point levels. What's the music? I am listening to a medley of relaxing lo-fi Christmas tunes I bought off my subscription service. This one might actually be an independent artist, so I pay to use their work though. Pokemon? Yeah. I mean, I like Pokemon. I won't complain. I don't think it's great, but I'll take it. I'll throw a Xenoblade in for Ocean Man. That could be an IP thrown into this game here. Or something like Fire Emblem would be kind of cool. I would like to paint Fire Emblem characters. Or Legend of Zelda. I think Legend of Zelda would be great. Not that will ever happen. There's not, like, I'm actually surprised there's not a lot of more, like, tabletop Nintendo games. Well, I'm not surprised, but, like, I'm surprised there's not a lot more tabletop Nintendo games. Okay, we're getting there. We've just been slowly kind of layering up these blue things. These are kind of honestly like the primary focal points on the model. Like they attract a lot of attention. So I'm putting a little bit more detail on them. Just taking this white blue and just kind of adding some details, bringing it back down. Have I ever used synthetic brushes? Yeah, I use them. I'm using a synthetic brush right now. For the most part, I mainly use synthetics. Sables are kind of things, especially for mini painting, you just kind of keep on hand and break them out when you need them. Like, you know, this is one of the sables I have here. It's a monument size 1 sable, and I can do some really fine detail work here if I really wanted to. Some very straight lines. I mainly use sables for eyes and like that ultra fine detail work. Messed up on that eye there, but I got this one pretty good. But sables are a lot more fragile than synthetics. Like, I'm gonna have to wash this. And then after the stream, I'm gonna have to break out the brush soap and clean that all out. Just because you want your sables. Sables will treat you kind if you treat them kind. But for the most part, when I'm base coating, when I'm doing just broad details or just even generic highlights, I'm just using synthetics. Okay, so we are going to get a brighter silver here and mix this in a little bit with the other silver we have applied. And this is just pure silver from Vallejo Metallic Colors. And we're going to have to sketch in some highlights as well. Really trying to hit kind of the corners and these button areas on the armor. Just to really brighten the tone of all this here. Yeah, we're just spraying. And the strap. We have a lot of details still to cover on these guys, but we're making some pretty good progress today. And am I taking far too long to paint these guys? Yes, I am. Yes, indeed, I am. I always try to set a timer for models, so I can just say I have until this point to get it done, and then I can move on with my life and paint the next one. Because if you're spending 20 hours on a model and you're still struggling with it, you're just going to make it worse. You're just going to ruin the model and get frustrated and make mistakes. And it's better just to keep it simple and then move on with your life. Maybe you can always come back to a model another time when you're in a better headspace. Get a bit of a broader one here. Do you think they will make a melee squad to complement the Greatbow archers? That's an interesting concept. I don't think so. I think they're kind of part of a one and done pack. But I don't like having just things kind of just on standby. I hope they get like at least a hero to go along with them. Just so I hate having this like one unit of a species and nothing else kind of tying them there. A very strong, like 6 defense type of frontliner would be really cool for them. Because these guys don't really need bonding. They're pretty solid. Honestly, like the frontline defender just has like this crazy, like frenzy or multi attack or something would be kind of fun. Just make it kind of a rampager. Have it wear like a dragon skull as like their chieftain or something. These guys are kind of thematically a little bit weird. I wish these were just like normal Icarians that rose up against the dragons, but I'm fine with them. Or at least they were from like Phaland, and they just lived in the mountains. A place that has established to have giants. It's just kind of weird to have giants come from a place that's never had any mention of them existing. Great Wall Defenders would be fun. Yeah, they're good. Like, these guys don't really need... They're designed to fit well into an army. And honestly, if you're running like 5 of these guys, you're probably not going to win unless it's like a specific format. I'm hoping they make at least one more crab unit to make them a bit more usable. Because the crabs are kind of goofy. I would love like a giant king crab, lava king crab type of unit. That just boosts their speed a little bit. Like, the crabs aren't bad, they just really struggle because they lay lava down, and then they can't like take advantage of it because their move is so low. But if you really want to run a fun crab army, run as many crabs as you can, Ornak, Shurak, and Molten Claw, and you'll have a fun time with that. Some more animals like wolves. Yeah, just some like earth beast would be nice. Just like, here's a wolf, here's a bear. That's not a polar bear with power gauntlets, it's just a bear. He's a cave bear or like a dire bear or something. No, I'm hoping we get some more like niche historical stuff though. That's really, once they start getting like just historical squads, we'll be fully cooking. Second wolf being added. Why would you want wolves added, wolf demon wizard? I can't even imagine why. Wolves would be cool though. Like a squad of wolves would be awesome. Or like I guess we have the Grave Grim, so it's kind of like a big wolf, but it's not a wolf. I wish the Grave Grim was a beast. And it wasn't from Earth. A single dot for eyes. I don't often paint eyes in Heroscape. Really want wolves, so yeah, I do too. Actually, like just a pack of wolves would be really cool. I ain't dissing it. Actually, like a pack of wolves that worked with the Grave Grim somehow, I'd be down for. Like the idea of Joan of Arc, Napoleon. I would love a Napoleonic just brigade and Napoleon. Have him follow Valerac. It would be so cool. I'd be down for that. Although he could be an Einar figure too. I'd take both. But it'd be nice for Valerac to have a bit more human, like at least a human unit in its ranks. Add Nilbog to Heroscape. Nilbog is goblin spelled backwards. We have others within one that's double space on all fours, 3 in the unit. That would be cool, yeah. King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. I want that so much. Like one of my top 5 characters I want in the game is just the Green Knight to be added to the game. Was well just the whole Arthurian court. Like, let's just add them all. It would be great. Have some cool knights. You know, have Merlin as a wizard added, which synergize well with other things. You know, just take off the wings off Concan. You have Sir Lancelot, but the Green Knight is my top unit. I would love to see. Ever since I saw the new Green Knight movie that came out, I've been kind of obsessed. Get some knight archers or crossbowmen in there too, while we're at it. I want the round table to be a playable figure. Okay, I got lots of little detail work to do, but honestly, we have made some good headway for tonight. I think we're going to call it here. So I have not had dinner yet, and I'm getting kind of hungry. So, yeah, I'm happy. Let's add a wash before we call it. You know, I lied. I'm a liar. Pro Acryl's black wash. I'm a Pro Acryl fanboy if there ever was. I just like their paints. So we're gonna use this wash and just have it fill in the details on the armor. We could then make Camelot jokes. Yeah, it's a silly place. Just bring Monty Python over at this point. Like, it's just... But like a King Arthur figure would look so cool. Also, it would bond with Scions, which is cool. I feel like that's the easiest one because it's like public domain. And knights no one's going to complain about knights. We get some more horseback mounted knights. Because they're kind of like a faction in Heroscape that feels like they do a lot, but honestly, like, not really. Knights don't have a lot of direct synergy. Knights just kind of work with other things. Doctor Whom? I can see that. I am not well exposed to Doctor Who, so I can't, again, speak to that. I'm starting to sound really lame, like I don't know any of these things. But no, from what I know of Doctor Who, it's fun. Using this very thin down transparent brown just to kind of add some shading to this before we sign off here. I was losing steam, then I got the zoomies real fast. All right. Something they just spend a lot of money on. That's the sad thing is I would spend money on all of these things, even if I'm not a fan of the IP, because the IP I want to see in Heroscape is Heroscape. Alright, well, we've made some pretty good progress today. Got kind of these guys done in different stages here. Of course, we'll go through and do some more highlights, but that's about the basics of it. If you really want to spend a long time on your Greatbow archers, this is how you can do it. But I think we're going to call it for tonight. I'm going to call a little bit early tonight because I just don't want to talk no more. I want to do this. Oh, really, thanks all for watching. Thanks for tuning in. And I will be streaming not next Thursday, but another day next week sometime, depending on my schedule. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for some end of the year stuff. And there might be a giveaway coming in the end of the month for some painted figures and stuff. So keep an eye out on all that. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't. And if you have, thanks so much for taking the time to watch me paint some Heroscape. And Oh yeah, I use the royal guy. Well, thank you. I'm going to leave now. For lack of a better way to end this, I'm going to just stop the stream awkwardly in the middle of conversation. For sure, we'll do.